Welcome back to our weekly walkthrough where we bring the above, below, and talk about the transits you should know. So this is our but yes, also it's a very big work week, but it is our week of November 3rd through the 9th. So this week is very Marsy, very liminal, and a little dysfunctional. I'm not gonna lie. There's some friction. You know, we have Mars moving signs, Venus moving signs, Uranus moving signs, Mercury stationing, and we have our full moon. So, buckle up, kids. Let's get into it. With that, the reason I use one of my favorite words, liminal, is for the week we have the alley. And the alleyway is a transitional place. It's a strange place. Nobody stays in the alley long term. Even when it is a, short-term staying there or finding things there, it is transitional. It is always temporary. On top of that, we have the Two of Wands reversed, and this is in particular a little backpacker and map. This is a change of plans. This is we walk into the alley and we end up somewhere else. We're not going where we think we're going. So just emotionally prepare yourself for that from the start. On Monday, the big news is at just before 9 p.m. Mountain Time, we have Scorpio Mars trine Neptune in Pisces. And this is a severance. This is all right, we're done. We figured out what it is, but we're moving from one thing to the next, and there is kind of a liminality. It's giving cord cutting. It's giving spiritual endings. And on top of that, we have the Aries moon conjunct Chiron right before midnight. Monthly check-in on how you feeling, how you hurting. And with that, we have the High Priestess reversed. This can be stir crazy. This is what do we do about these messages? We're getting so many messages. And the answer is actually to try and slow down. Try to realign. And don't expect to really understand what it is. So on Tuesday, Aries moon squares Jupiter, then opposes Venus in Libra, and then we get Mars in Sagittarius, just a minute past 6 a.m. sharp. And then we get the moon in Taurus a couple hours later, and then Mars will immediately oppose Uranus, and we have the moon square Pluto. This can be some dysfunctional energy. I'm not gonna lie. There is, especially on your morning commute, be careful. Don't feel like you have to rush. Mars and Mercury are now in the same sign again. And, road rage energy is definitely present. And there is a little bit of friction, especially moon squaring Pluto. There can be my needs matter more than everybody else's needs. So I'm going to just cut this person off. I'm just going to say the thing that I know is hurtful. And we can be left feeling like we're not getting things done. I also do wonder if we're going to have more technology and power disruption. And with that, we have quiet desperation. So this is that sense of being between things, of waiting for something that is probably not coming, but not being willing to give up on it. And so I really want you on Tuesday to prioritize what is, to meet any challenges as they arise step by step without making a story about it. And don't over rely on other people to show up the way you want them to, because they probably won't. So with that, we move into our full moon. This is a Taurus full moon. It's exalted. And again, it's occurring, early in the morning Mountain Time, or 6 a.m., a little bit past. And there will also be a dialogue with the nodes while this is happening, which increases the intensity of this full moon, even though it's not an eclipse or anything close to it. But there is some nodal action that I'd pay attention to, and an ability to check in on where we've been since that and carry that story forward. But part of that story brings in with our Five of Coins reversed. This sense of, no, it is the 6. This retrograde has been a lot on my brain. As you can see, I'm wearing it very well. Because it's like we're not even there yet, but the detriment Mercury of it all, not so good with the brain-mouth connection. So anyway, 6 reversed. Who's giving what to who, and whose needs are not being met? Like, this brings in not only the concept of charity, but reciprocity. Like, something is out of balance, and this full moon is kind of the pressure point where it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't like it. Like, I need you to show up more. I need you to do more. I need you to put out more. I need you to really get into the effort with me. But it is a full moon, so if we can stay grounded, if we can stay calm, if we can take care of ourselves before we have those conversations, more is the better. So we move into Thursday, and our exalted moon is talking to exalted Jupiter and to Saturn in Pisces and Neptune before Mars and Pluto have a discussion. Moon jumps over into Gemini, conjuncts Uranus, trines Pluto, opposes Mars. Then we get Venus in Scorpio and Mercury and the moon in opposition. Thursday feels chaotic. And we have patience reversed. Like, this feels like everything is moving slowly because people are trying to move too quickly and things are breaking and getting weird. Tempers are flaring. We want to do a lot. There's so many plans. There's so much energy, but there's crossed wires and power and control struggles. So again, like this whole week, if you've abandoned your meditation practice or set it aside or deprioritized it, maybe come back to it. And remember that meditation is literally one mindful breath. Don't make it a big thing like, oh, if I don't do it an hour, I'm not meditating. If I don't do it 30 minutes or 10 minutes, I'm not meditating. Nah. Cut the excuses. One breath at a time is how we make it through this week. On Friday, we have the Gemini moon at the bendings, squaring the nodes. And this can be a little confusing. And it's also not great because Uranus is then going to jump back into Taurus. And then Venus will square Pluto. And the moon talks to Chiron. So Friday, it's like, am I coming? Am I going? Are we new things, old things? Where are we? What's happening? And we have the sun reversed. And this is a particularly coupley version of the sun. And with that, I really want you to consider, like, what would it mean if you kept the faith through confusion? What would it mean if you kept going without knowing? What would it look like? Is it doable? Are you going to even attempt it, or is it just a non-starter? And if it is a non-starter, what are you going to do instead? Like, if you don't know what's happening, are you just going to wait? Sometimes waiting's the answer. But is it now? On Saturday, we have the Gemini moon square Saturn. We have the sun trine the north node, moon square Neptune, and then the moon jumps over into Cancer, where we get a trine to Venus in Scorpio. And Saturday, as the moon starts to move into waning gibbous, we have the storyteller reversed. And this is the point where, after all of the drama of the week, we might finally start to be like, I don't really like how that played out. I don't like the conclusions I drew. I don't like this current narrative. And we start to really get introspective about, what does that mean? What does it mean to change the story? What does it mean to control the story? And who's controlling it currently? Is that for the good of everybody? Is it good of you? Good of the person you're hyping up? Like, where are you with that? What is the current story for you? Particularly in the watery areas of your chart. Like, and also, we got some fire, like Sagittarius and Scorpio are really where I kind of want to draw your focus this week. And finally, speaking of Sagittarius, at just past noon, we get the Mercury retrograde station. We're finally in it. No more misspeaks. This is just actually the thing. But what's interesting is we have these 3 busy bees. So who can you collaborate with as we move into this punctuation point? Like, you're pivoting, you're about to go backwards, you're about to review. Who's in it with you? let me know.